So they said they don't like my hair. Nothing about my hair is ever good. I'm gonna find a video where they were talking about uh how I told my coworker. My coworker asked me something about my hair, and I don't remember now because they changed the story. They said that I told my coworker I used to have longer hair, but they changed it to something completely different. But I'm gonna find the original story about that. So going back to what they were saying today, they admit that when they claimed I wasn't showering, I was using baby wipes. So they admit that. I got to talk about that really fast before I go to the next thing. As somebody who's dealing with a disability, it's something that's hard to do. Showering, bathing, that's hard to do. They want to shame people who can't do it on a regular basis by saying there's something wrong with that. There isn't. I mean, that goes back to now they admit that in London, and I'll link the video. I did shower in London. So again, I would, if this were my mind, I would be going insane back and forth with them. It's out loud. And why that's so important is when I was right over here, if you're familiar with Corp City on Bartow Avenue, it was out loud. And they were like, they hate me. I'm such a bitch. All loud. And they said, of course, it started at Lacoste. Again, back and forth, back and forth. I already knew that. And I said out loud to the person I was with, I hate these people. I really do. They're liars. They faked all of this technology. They're not reading through my eyes. As I'm trying to vote. Now, that's a crime. I should have called the police, but I don't want anything to do with them. The more they're around me, the more they're repulsive to me. So as I'm trying to vote, it's a crime to use any sort of interference in voting. They also have signs that don't use a camera. They must use a camera in order to try to read along with me. So they're committing a crime by interfering with my voting process, which is my civil rights. They're like, oh no, exactly. You guys should know the law. The other thing is, as I'm trying to read the propositions, there were 6 propositions. They're trying to read along with me, skipping words, messing it up. I just stopped. I put my pen down and just stood there. And they stopped. So then when I went back to reading it, they start reading along at a slower pace again to mess me up. Should I keep going into this with you? No, it's who they are. And my point was to expose them. So yes, I am going to sue. I'm suing everyone. No one should interfere with my civil rights on any level. Interfering with my ability to vote is interfering with my civil rights, and it does require a camera. You guys are criminals. The other big deal about it being out loud, I said to my mother, oh, I'm going to walk in front of you and throw the pen out. So a guy comes right around me, like on this side, and starts trying to imitate what I did and trips over his own feet. And I said, you see? Because he turns around and he says to me, he said something about two old ladies or something, old ladies. I said, you see, you got yourself tripped over your own feet. In order to try to bully and harass me, he tripped over his own feet. And he ran into the bathroom. Anyway, so since out loud, when I'm on the BX7 bus going into Manhattan and coming back to the Bronx, they start talking about child abuse, child sexual abuse out loud. They admit I did not give Maria Alice a sherbet. Again, I don't want these people in my life. I'm taking every single person involved in this to court. I have to stand out in front of the courthouse with a sign listing their names, I will. They're a bunch of liars and criminals. Do not link me with these people. I haven't had any contact with Felicia Alice since 2011. I've said that repeatedly. Or anyone in her family since then. There's no confusion about in 2005, almost 20 years ago, when I dated Albert. It has nothing to do with 2011. I never mentioned anything to him in 2011 that had anything to do with the call that I received from Felicia's uncle. I'm not a child. I'm also not stupid. I do not have to go over the same things over and over again. I don't want any of you. I can't stand you. You're repulsive. You're sick people. And you have shown it consistently throughout your lives. That includes Lacoste, because this shit did happen with Lacoste. I want nothing to do with any form of religion with these people. If you can sit on a public bus, the BX7, and talk nasty talk about abusing children, you're filth. And I'm leaving New York because this filth is happening here. It's a shame that anyone would sit on a bus and not call the police immediately, pull the bus over to the side. The other big deal about this is in trying to shame me about my hair. Let me pull my hair down again. This hair would never be confused with a weave had I had bad hair. This hair is not bad hair. They said, well, it's not like the Latin hair. I'm not Latino. So they said, oh, some Latino person used your name, Shamika A. Johnson, on Facebook. I'm no longer Shamika A. Johnson. The A came from my confirmation name when I became Catholic. I'm no longer a Catholic. I don't want anything to do with any sort of organized religion. I'm Shamika Johnson. They keep putting a K sound in because they lied again and said when I worked at 9X Bell Atlantic, then it became Verizon, I told someone the G is pronounced like a K. I said it has more of a soft sound like a K. So Shamika instead of Shamiga, like a hard, like gas. You hear gas, ga, that kind of, that doesn't mean it's pronounced with a click. But that's how, if you look it up. So they said in the American Heritage Dictionary that I have, the word conversationist isn't listed. But that is a word. It's not a made-up word. The other big thing, let me pause this so I can remember all the other things. I can't stand them. And they said I said something in a video. I'm going to try to find the video. I've consistently said the same things over and over and over again. This is a crime. I'm moving away to get away from them. They should never have built this technology, including me, because I cannot stand them. I'm telling the world who they are. I'm ripping off all their facades. This place is not what it was when I moved here. It became a disgusting place with dogs. We were not supposed to have dogs here. And not only do they have dogs, these aren't service dogs. These are pit bulls. This is how they destroy New York. They move people in who terrorize the current occupants. Then they move out those people and bring in more people so that they can raise rents and destroy New York. I will not go along with that. These are not my friends. I do not have any association with them. They even admitted, well, this proves I'm not part of this ring. Clearly I'm not. I'm the one who kept calling the police, and they aren't. So we're going to settle the hair thing. The reason they wanted to destroy my hair is because I wanted to do hair videos. I am West Indian American, as you guys already know. We have this type of hair texture. It's hard finding hairstyles, especially when it's natural. It was supposed to be something that would help me. What do I do with this hair? But also it was something that I enjoyed doing. And they used to even ask me about my hair. So this whole idea of this being about my hair isn't so much the point. It's about destroying another way I would be able to make money off this hair. So they talked about years ago, again, we're talking about 20 years ago. This is all they do. They sit around and dig up people's past and then recruit me with bad opportunities to get involved with things I don't want to get involved in. I have never had my credit card or identity stolen until after these people. Okay? In my 40s. So they said, why didn't I let anyone on my job illegally use my credit card? Because I worked at a retail, which is called, they just said, credit card abuse, because we would both be fired. Why didn't I want to ship things out of state to save customers tax when they said it? Because I would be fired. Why didn't I want to get in contact with people who were getting in trouble and not doing the right thing? Because I would be arrested. There is no confusion. I'm not going to go along with your fucking schemes. I hate your guts. Thank you for watching. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching.